y'all, it's Kimberly here. Thank you for coming to my channel. I don't know if y'all can hear a bunch of background noise. I've got the window open. It's so humid here. We've had a ton of rain and it's really warm here. And then with the warmth and the wetness, it's gotten a little humid, almost like being in Austin or something. So I rolled down the window and because my car air conditioner doesn't work that well. It works a little bit. At first it was my heater and the whole unit kind of, at first I thought it was the cabin filter, but my truck, they stopped making the cabin filters like 2001 or something like that. And unless it was an aftermarket part, but I'm probably going to check and see, but I don't think it has that. So I started thinking it was a blower or something else, actuator or something else, I don't know. So that's why I have the window open, and you might hear some dogs barking, the wind blowing, or some other stuff. It's got a nice breeze. It's really nice out here, so. But, I took my vaccine shot a few weeks, I guess, or maybe like 2 weeks ago. I can't really remember. About 2 weeks ago. And I got a glob of lip gloss. About week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And I was sick the day after. I had a headache and I was really nauseous. I just didn't feel good at all. And then by the next day after that, I had called in that morning for my job, but the next day I went to work and I felt fine. I really actually felt fine for 2 or 3 days. And then I started to feel really tired, but I didn't connect it to the shot. I'm tired a lot because of my age and I have to do so much and trying to do this and my podcast and other things. I get really tired naturally just from all that I do and my dogs and just doing laundry, cleaning my house, do everything that I do. Like anybody else, like where you just get tired, when you've got a lot of stuff to do and you get tired. And then throughout the week, I started like literally falling asleep after I got home, and I would take care of my dogs or I'd go get something to eat and I would fall asleep on the couch. I was so exhausted. And sometimes I'd wake up again if I hadn't eaten and like get something to eat real quick and go back to sleep, take my dogs out or whatever. And I felt so drained, and I used to work 2 jobs. Most of my life, I've worked 2 jobs to support myself. And I would be really tired. Working 60, 70, 80 hours a week can wear you out. And I've done that on and off for decades. It's just these last probably 5 or 6 years that I've really only worked 1 job. I tried to kind of do a little bit of a part-time job, but I was just so exhausted. And I'm going to turn this light on. It's getting darker out here. And I just realized probably yesterday when I came home, I just almost couldn't keep my eyes open when I was driving home. I mean, I felt really just worn out, really bad. And I really didn't do anything when I got home. Just took care of my dogs, fell asleep. I didn't even eat. I only ate a little bit at work. I ate a breakfast burrito, and then I ate a burrito on my break, which is around 10 o'clock. And then I was full from eating, those 2 burritos that I didn't eat lunch. And I waited till I got off work, and I thought I was going to eat then, but I was so exhausted. I just drove straight home, took care of my dogs, fell asleep. And then I woke up and I was exhausted. And so I went to go get like a chicken sandwich from McDonald's. I wanted something real quick and fast just to eat real quick. And then I went back to sleep. And I know now that this is a side effect, I think. I feel so exhausted, And I haven't really been working that hard at my job. We've been having a really easy last few weeks. And actually, like today, we only worked about 4 hours. And then we got to clock out at 5 o'clock. Well, we did work through our lunch hour. No lunch hour. We took a break. And we left, I think, about 2 o'clock. We got paid till 5. So I really didn't work that much, but I feel like I worked a 10-hour shift. I feel exhausted. I feel just tired. And I know it's some kind of side effect from the shot, from that vaccine. So I'm very happy that I didn't get some of the other bad side effects. I mean, yet, as I know now, or what I don't know now, I know I do have the fatigue from the, I know it's from the shot. I know it is, because this is just an unbelievable just exhaustion. And like I say, I really haven't been working that hard. We do work hard sometimes for a period of time at our jobs. We do have a crunch and we have to work really hard. But we haven't had like full 8-hour, crunch days for a while. A lot of the last few weeks we've gone home 30 minutes, an hour early, or I think maybe a couple hours last week, one day I think we did. So, and I just feel like it's almost not like being sleepy. Well, when I was driving home, I literally felt like I could fall asleep. But once I got home and I did all that other stuff, I felt kind of not like body aches, but I was so tense and just exhausted. And I tried to go to sleep. I did fall asleep a little bit, like a little nap. But then I woke up because I just felt so uncomfortable. So, I don't know, like just this. Fatigue is the only word I can figure out to say it, but it is so draining. I feel like the life is being sucked out of me. And we are on a 2-week break from my job. I'll go back in 2 weeks, and this is like a company thing. It's due to the seasonal cycle of the type of work that I'm doing. And it'll kick back in a couple weeks. And so I'm going to probably take a few days, the weekend, maybe a day or two extra, like Monday or Tuesday off. And then I will probably call the temp agency and maybe they'll send me on like another temp job or something like that. Just something part-time, maybe, I hope. Or even if it's full-time, I'll still take it out. I need to work. And I think the podcast that I was telling you about, I'm going to work. I'm going to probably rest tomorrow. But for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, I'm going to write a bunch of stuff. I'm going to see what I can get done. And I might give like a little snippet on one of my YouTube videos. I might read part of what I've written. It's the podcast that I had talked about I think it was 1 or 2 videos ago. And it's for scary short stories. And I said I would be doing that, I think, 2 to 3 times a month. I haven't really got it set in stone. I'm going to see how long my readings are for my podcast and determine, I don't know if I'm going to be, it depends on how I can write them, either 10 or 15, 20-minute podcasts. I don't know. I don't know how long the stories are going to be or how, I just got to figure that out in the next few days. And I'm going to write a few more. It's going to be a few more weeks till I get it set up. But I will probably within, I don't know, before the end of the week, before the end of this coming week, on one of my, probably in the middle, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to try to get together a short story reading part of it, or a portion of it, just to show you my style of writing. And if you're interested in the podcast, that way you can have an idea of the type of writing and the type of genre, style, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to try to... I haven't really got that set in stone either, the exact genre or style. I was thinking of maybe some horror and then some mystery thriller type writings. And I'm really kind of excited to do that because I really want to get back into writing. And like I said, I'm using this to kind of kickstart myself because of what happened with my manuscript. And I think that probably the last year I've been tired, and it's been really hard, and trying to get myself motivated to finish that book. Then it was stolen, and then I was just so upset, so despondent, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really have depression or anything like that, but this is one of the first times I was really, because it was so personal, that this happened to me. It's something I've worked on for so long, and it's something that I've always wanted to do all my life, was publish a book. And it was just like, when it happened to me, I literally could feel my heart like in my chest, like it was gonna come out of my chest. I was so upset. I was upset with myself for not locking the door more than anything. I was like, one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. That's one of the dumbest things, And so I'm trying to kind of let this kind of seep back into my brain, or seep into my soul, or whatever, to get back into writing. And hopefully I can get this to kind of like kickstart me into try to work on my book a little bit on the side, different passages or chapters, because I don't want to rush it. I really put a lot of work into it, and it took a long time. I rewrote and rewrote. I don't know how many. God, I tore up so many rewrites, chapters and stuff, and not some of it because it was like, no, this is so horrible. There was a few times I did that, but a lot of it was because through my writing style, I'm kind of slow at what I'm doing, and I put so much different ideas, and I have the way my brain works. I have like over here this, and over here this, and that, and that. I kind of have little sections in my brain, the way I divide up things. It's kind of weird. I think I've talked about it before, just the way I think. And it kind of bombards me sometimes, and I am like a huge note taker. I always have files and scraps of paper and stuff like that I write stuff on, and I keep it, I insert it here. I have a certain notation that I have when I'm writing, so that I will insert this when I'm doing a rewrite. I'll put this paragraph here, or this character, I'm going to add this in, and I'm going to do this and change things. So with me, I'm a messy writer. I'm a real messy writer, and I have to go through this process, and I have to finish one section at a time, and then I close it out, and it just all fits together, because I'm very analytical. Do things, get my ducks in a row, here, this and that, and I have the system that I do, and it is kind of tedious, and it is kind of long the way I do it, but it's just the way my brain thinks. And that's the way I'm going to be working on it. Don't expect a book anytime soon at all. If I didn't have to work a regular job, then yeah, I could really work on it, but it's going to be, a while. But I'm going to concentrate on the short stories first, and it'll help me, and then that way y'all can see kind of how some of the ideas that I have, the way I write and stuff like that, my style of writing. And okay, talked a long time about that. I didn't mean to talk this long about it. I'm just so out of my brain right now. I'm so tired and so feel so groggy. I feel like really groggy, and I guess what they call brain fog. I guess this is what it is. I just feel really weird. I don't know. Like when you wake up after a concussion, that's kind of the closest. I've had several concussions in my life. Maybe I'll tell a story time about that. Oh, and this also, I think, I've mentioned this a few times, that I feel like sometimes I have memory problems. And I've been attributing it to age. So that's why a lot of times I haven't been doing as many story times. Because I've written out a few notes on my story times. And then after I've done a story time, like a few weeks or a month or so later, I'm like, oh, I remember that happened too. Why didn't I say that? Or why didn't I add that in? And just little parts of it that I have forgotten. Totally not remembering that part. And I used to have a super good memory. I can remember things back to when I was barely able to walk. I had a really clear, good memory of certain things of when I was really young, like a baby in Pampers. I can remember stuff like that. And this recent, well, not recent, it's been creeping up on me for several years, that I've been really forgetful, and sometimes I lose my train of thought. I think that's why I ramble a lot in my videos. I think so. I'm blaming it on that. It's part of the way I talk anyway. I think I ramble sometimes, but I'm also going to blame it on this too. So I don't do as many story times because I have to write it down, and then I have to think about it, and like it takes me almost like a few weeks just to do one story because I can't remember all the details now. So I don't do as many story times because of that, and I think I had a lot of them on my channel when I first started my channel, but I kind of think maybe some of this writing, I'm trying to tie it into, if I'm writing, I think it exercises my brain and makes me think a little bit more. It engages my brain, stimulates my brain a little bit more. Because when I was writing, I had to think about the grammar and the structure and how to spell. I used to be a really super good speller, and now I have to use a dictionary for every little word. I even forget, like, is that actually a form of that word? Sometimes I think of parts of a word and I like, is that how? I don't know. The brain is a mystery, and sometimes the way it works or doesn't work is mind-boggling, I guess. Okay, thank you all for listening to me ramble, and thank you for coming to my channel. And I'm gonna work really hard on a few stories, and in a few days I'll post a reading. Thank you so much.